You bought a hardware wallet to disappear, to take your crypto off the exchanges, off the internet, and lock it behind a little device that no hacker could reach. That was the promise. So here is an uncomfortable question. If the wallet is so secure, why do the people who bought one keep getting robbed? This is not a hit piece. The chip inside these devices has never been cracked in the wild. We will be fair about that all night. This is about something worse than a broken chip. It is about a company that kept your name, your email, and your home address in a database and then leaked it. Twice. Then told you your keys could technically leave the device after years of swearing they could not. Tonight we read the whole file on Ledger from the receipts, and then we build the thing that actually keeps you safe. Fall in. Start at the beginning, 2020. A database Ledger used for its online store gets breached. Not the wallets, the customer list. And what spills out is the worst possible list to lose. Over 1 million email addresses, and for around 270,000 people, their full names, phone numbers, and home addresses. Then it gets dumped publicly for anyone to download. Think about what that file actually is. It is a directory that says, this exact person at this exact address owns cryptocurrency. Ledger did not lose your coins that day. It lost the map to your front door and handed it to every predator on the internet. And the people on that list have been paying for it ever since, in ways we are about to get into. Because a leaked address list is not a one-time event. It is a gift that keeps giving to the wrong people. Victims on that list started getting phishing emails that knew their real name, then text messages, then physically, in the mail, counterfeit Ledger devices, tampered to steal your recovery phrase, sent to the exact addresses from the leak. Years later, people were still receiving official-looking letters on Ledger stationery with a QR code, asking them to scan and enter their 24 secret words to validate their wallet. Ledger will never ask for that, but the scammers had the names, the addresses, and the brand, all handed to them by one breach. The digital robbery became a physical one. That is what leaking a map of crypto owners actually costs, measured in years. Now the part that broke the most trust, and I want the receipts on screen for this one because you would not believe me otherwise. November 2022, Ledger, in its own words, a firmware update cannot extract the private keys from the secure element. Clear. Absolute. The whole reason you trusted the thing. May 2023, Ledger announces a service that backs up your secret phrase, and when people ask how that is even possible, Ledger's own support account posts this. Technically speaking, it is and always has been possible to write firmware that facilitates key extraction. You have always trusted Ledger not to deploy such firmware whether you knew it or not. Read those two statements again. 6 months apart. The company deleted that second one fast, but the internet is faster, and the screenshot is right here. Ledger's own chief technology officer then said the quiet part with total honesty, and it is the most important sentence in this entire episode. Using a wallet requires a minimal amount of trust. If your hypothesis is that your wallet provider is the attacker, you are doomed. He is right. And that is not a defense of Ledger. That is the whole argument against depending on any single company. Then, to prove the point, more kept happening. Late 2023, Ledger's own software library got hijacked and drained around $500,000 from people using apps connected to it. And January 2026, Zach XBT breaks it. Ledger customer data leaks again, through a payment processor this time. The chip stayed intact through all of it. The company around the chip did not. And here is where it stops being about money, because the stakes on that leaked address list are not theoretical. Violent crime against crypto holders, the wrench attack, they call it, where they skip your password and go for you, has been climbing hard, with France a particular hotspot. In January 2025, one of Ledger's own co-founders was kidnapped from his home with his wife. The attackers severed his finger and sent it to his business partner to demand a crypto ransom before French special forces got them out. I'm not telling you the breach caused that specific horror. I have no evidence of that and I will not claim it. I am telling you what world we are living in. One where a public list of who owns crypto and where they sleep is not a privacy problem. It is a safety problem. That is the climate. Now let us armor up inside it. So what actually works? Because tearing down without building is just noise. First, the mindset shift. Security is not a brand you buy. It is an architecture you build, and the core principle is that no single failure should be able to end you. One device, one company, one secret phrase written on one piece of paper, those are single points of failure, and this whole file is a story about single points failing. Second, kill the trust one company problem with multi-sig, multiple signatures, held on multiple devices. So no one device and no one manufacturer can move your funds alone. If a ledger or any brand gets compromised, it is one key of several an inconvenience, not a catastrophe. And third, keep the signing truly offline, air-gapped, so the device that holds your keys never touches the internet at all. Let me be concrete, because vague advice is useless advice, and know the standing rule first. This channel takes no sponsorships and runs no affiliate links, so nothing here is a paid placement. This is just what the war table actually runs. For serious size, the real answer is multi-sig across multiple devices and ideally more than one brand, so no single company is your whole security model. For someone just starting who wants strong protection without the complexity, an air-gapped signer that communicates by QR code instead of plugging in, the Keystone is a clean example of that category. And whichever single brand device you choose, the standing rule is the same. It is one soldier in your architecture, never the fortress itself. Do not take these as gospel, take them as a starting point. Verify the current model and buy only from the official source, because supply chains change, and this whole episode is proof of what happens when you trust a mailing address. The honest close. Is your ledger going to betray you tonight? Probably not. The chip is genuinely good, and most people who own one are fine. But security is not about probably. It is about what survives when something fails, and the entire history we just read is a history of things failing around a chip that held. So do not build your defense on one company being perfect forever. Build it on an architecture where no single betrayal can finish you. That is the whole lesson, and it outlives every brand in this video. If this file changed how you hold your keys, the Forge runs cold intel like this every week. No sponsors, no promises. Defy Warlord Forge.app, link below. We provide the intel. You fight the war. Subscribe, hit like so the next holder sees this before their next breach notice, and fall in at the Defy Warlords Telegram, home-based chat and announcements channel both below. Guard your keys. Move out.